Welcome back. I'm Adrienne, your expert on all things custom home building and luxury. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend how much fun we have on the Frazier Homes channel. So the question is, how does being upfront with your builder about your budget help you in the long run? And so we have to start with understanding how important it is to trust your builder. So this is going to be the largest purchase you make probably in your lifetime. And so you want a trusting relationship with your builder from the onset. Of course, we understand that it is very scary when you are talking about multi-million dollar transactions. It is very scary when you consider that you may be taken advantage of if you are not fully aware of different processes and protocols when it comes to building in the construction industry. But it is very important that you do a good job of vetting your builder from the onset before you start embarking on the design phase, the schematics, the scheduling, all of those things that we've talked about in videos past. It's very important that you vet your builder so that you can be upfront concerning the actual budget and the cost of the home. Okay, so the next step or the next consideration is quality. So, Frazier Homes, we are not going to skimp on quality. So, there has to be this relationship and there has to be this compromise between Frazier not wanting to skimp on quality and wanting to get an 8,000 square foot home. You may have to skinny down the square footage because there are materials that we believe are inferior materials that we're not going to put on your home. And so if you're not honest about your budget, when you come in and say, I have to have an 8,000 square foot home, when we start to assign our materials, which in times past, we have a certain PSI for our concrete. We have AAA rated for our lumber. We have certain materials for our subfloors. We won't use certain materials when it comes to closet shelving and shower materials. When we start to assign those things that are Frazier Homes brand specific, then you may be out of scope in terms of your budget. So we have to know those things up front because we need to make sure that there's alignment in terms of what is very important to you. If the fit and finish is more important to you than the quality, then we might have to direct you to a different builder. And so you have to be thinking of what is important for you. So if I were going to build a new custom home, something that is important to me is the wainscoting and the millwork. So I want to see a lot of trim details. I want to see judges paneling. I want to see crown molding and I want to see base and case. I don't want to see drywall return windows. I want them to be properly cased. That is important to me. And so for those reasons, I know that the labor and the materials associated with having that kind of work in my home means that I might have to have smaller square footage, which is absolutely fine because I know what is important. I realize that I might not be utilizing all of the space anyway if I had it, so I much prefer to have specific details in my home that I can enjoy for years to come. And so this is why it's very important for you to analyze, what do you really need? What is important in terms of your lifestyle today and tomorrow? Another reason why it is very important for you to be honest is because of project delays. And so if we are going through the design phase, if we are developing your plans, you all know that we have never built the same house twice. So that means that it takes a lot of time considering the lot, the topography of the lot. It takes a lot of time to design the particular architecture. And so we can have delays in the overall project timeline if you're not upfront. And really, that shows up in cost increases. So, if we have decided that we're going to spend 6 months on tightening up your drawings, but because you weren't honest concerning your budget, now we're spending 12 months. This is going to be a direct correlation to commodity increases. So you can expect an increase in lumber. You can expect an increase in concrete. If we would have been a little bit more strategic about the budget and the process, we could have gotten the commodity and we could have gotten a better price. Prices are always increasing. This is the world that we live in. Inflation is rather high right now. And so waiting to get into the construction game or to start the building process is never a good idea. As a matter of fact, we will do a video talking about why it's not a good idea to wait, because the price is not going to improve over time. And so it is important that you're upfront with your builder, ultimately because you don't want to have regrets. So we talked about the regret associated with commodity prices going up, regrets with having square footage that you may not utilize and you might not necessarily need, and ultimately regretting that you don't have the proper quality. So again, it's important. Frazier is only going to put specific materials in our homes. And so if you are not getting good information while you're vetting your builder, if you are not analyzing if it is of a high priority for you to have a hollow corridor or a solid corridor, if you're not managing that, it may be because we have not nailed down the difference.